Hey guys, so a question I get a lot is, what is enlightenment? What does it actually mean to be spiritually enlightened? Is it some type of force? What is it? How can I achieve it? And what's the benefit? And what is the whole point of me doing this? What is the advantages of being enlightened? So we always hear that talk about enlightenment, spiritual world, law of attraction, everything. You got to become enlightened. You got to get into the state of enlightenment. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to explain to you what enlightenment is and the advantages of it and how you do become enlightened. All right. So I'm going to make it simple so you can understand. So we exist in 3D world, right? So we see things in three-dimensional format, right? Our consciousness, just our brain operating system is primarily evolutionized for 3D world. Our brains are, just need to know stuff to get us safe, etc. So that's called the 3D perspective. But there exists, if you don't know this, there exists different levels of conscious awareness, and there are actually different dimensions, up to 10 dimensions if we go into science and string theory. But let's talk about, and everyone knows about, the fifth dimension. So you have 3D and 5D. So the fifth dimension is thought to be where your consciousness exceeds the 3D world. What that basically means is that you are out of your ego. That's it. A lot of the tendencies that keep us in the three-dimensional world is the ego. The ego's powerful traits such as jealousy, envy, strife, low self-esteem, fear, doubt, worry, negative self-comparison, all those things that make us feel bad, etc. And that is propagated through our system or matrix. Okay? So that's how these levels of consciousness work. Now, beyond the fifth dimension, there's even more higher levels of awareness. Now, a lot of individuals may say, well, isn't enlightenment in the fifth dimension? No, enlightenment actually goes beyond the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is where you get into what I call spiritual awareness. That means you're aware of things and you can kind of propagate and what it. Enlightenment is a higher level. I'm going to show you why and how it works. So, the best way I can make this simple for you to understand, we're going to use some simple analogies, okay? So we have understanding, and then you hear the word overstanding. Overstand basically means what it just says. It means beyond understanding. So let's talk about understanding. So most individuals, they understand stuff. That's a 3D world. When you overstand stuff, it's not even 5D. It's more into an awareness category. So let's give you some examples of understanding. So let's use a car. Majority of us understand how a car works, right? Turn our key in there, we know it turns the ignition, it sparks stuff, the fuel pump works, fuel, and it ignites. Maybe many people don't even know that, but most people have an understanding that, okay, I turn my keys in my car, it starts and it drives. So you kind of understand how a car works and you operate it and you drive, right? That's called understanding. That's more from a 3D reality or 3D world. Now, let's use a car now. Someone who overstands a car is not only someone who can understand how the car works, but they go beyond that. They can build a car from scratch. They can take the frame, they can put the engine, the transmission, they do the electrical wiring, and they know all the stuff, the inner workings. They can dismantle the engine and put it together. And of course, there's people like that every day. Maybe you know someone like that, or maybe you're someone who like that you can build your own car. That's an example of overstanding. Okay, let me repeat that again. Understand basic stuff of a car. Overstand is someone that can do it. Now, enlightenment, that's what it is. So imagine, just keep the analogy of the car in mind now. But just imagine that you have the overstanding ability of life itself. That means you, just like the person that can build a car, you understand what's going on, why it's going on, how it's working, and then not only that, but you can find loopholes in it to fix it, to change it, to go beyond it, to get different ideas, to just enhance every aspect of your life. Not only your life, but also your body. When you're spiritually enlightened, not only you reach a higher level of this consciousness, but your body also reaches a higher level of stasis. Basically, your body now starts to run in perfect vibrational harmony. It means you get less sick, you have more vitality, more energy, your cells heal faster, your overall in a design state that you primarily came here for. That's the power of enlightenment. So if anyone is truly, keyword now is truly spiritually enlightened, they have those abilities. So what are some traits, Mark, when you know you're spiritually enlightened? Well, just the number one trait when someone is spiritually enlightened, they will of course release their ego. They won't judge you. They won't have jealousy. They won't have all these different states of self-comparison. They just know who they are, and they only compare is to themselves. They don't compare with anyone else. They don't even compete because they understand how reality works. That's exactly. Also, they're very perceptive. They have high intuition. Okay, there's an aura about them. When they walk in a room, you'll feel it. You'll sense it. You will just know there's something different. That's the traits of people who are highly spiritually enlightened. Now, man, that's great, man. How can I get there? I want to get there because I want to change my world. Well, the first thing you got to do is you have to get the ego from the 3D world, and then you got to get into the 5D, and then you move up to that level, okay? So the first step, if you want to become spiritual, I give you 2 important tips that'll get you on the road to become spiritually enlightened. The first step or the first tip is you have to detach from your ego. That means you have to stop being jealous or hating on people, comparing yourself to other people. Stop trying to, control stuff. You got to start believing in yourself. You got to cut out the fear, the doubt, the worry, all these things that cause us to exist on a low vibrational plane. You have to stop listening to your ego's negative talk about you. You have to believe in yourself. So let me sum it up. The first tip is you have to believe in yourself and not your ego if you want to get to spiritual enlightenment. The second tip is you have to practice meditation. Oh man, I meditate, man. But did you know there are different forms of meditation? And this is the only meditation that will get you to enlightenment. And here it is, very simple. If you ever want to get to the state of higher consciousness, higher intuition, all that stuff, you have to meditate in silence. You can't use music. I know there's so many different meditations like transcendental meditation and all that stuff. It helps to get you in a relaxed state. But if you want to get information, downloads, you have to be in silence. You have to listen to your body. You have to listen to your breathing. You have to listen to your heart rate. You have to feel the pulses through your body. That's the meditation. So you're in a quiet place. You sit, you relax, you just listen to the breath. Notice your body in and out. Just feel your body. You have to connect with your body, guys. It just basically means being in a state and just being aware. Even the hair on your arms, you have to feel those. You have to notice everything, because what you're doing is you're tuning. All the cells in your body are creating this vibration, and it goes out, and guess what happens? You're going to get these downloads now. These downloads are an overstanding stuff. They're the knowledge and information that gets you to the higher level. So those are the best ways to become spiritually enlightened. So okay, so Mark, what are the advantages of being spiritually enlightened? I just said them before, but let me make it simple. When you're enlightened, you have a cheat code to the matrix. You can unlock, you can go to different parts. It's like, I give an example. It's like you were going in a building. Easiest example is roads. Let's say there's a road and there's a big mountain there. And the only way to get through the road, you have to go around the mountain. So it's going to take the trip a lot longer to go around. Enlightenment is the mountain, but there's a tunnel. So you cut from one end to the next end very quick. You don't have to go around the hoop-de-doop and all that stuff. You get right to the point. You get right to the source. You get the information to change your life. Point blank, that's what it means to be spiritually enlightened. Now you got it. Now you can work on it.